But let me ask you guys, what is exemplary service in like, and we know we've talked about like to be tipped, you have to provide exemplary service. What is exemplary service? How do you define that?
So I would actually define it this way. So just speaking from, and also you guys can actually chime in. So speaking about it as a customer, I definitely want to be greeted at the door with a smile. And then now, I'm basically...
You have problems. You have life problems.
Na kama mtu sura yake ni hivyo.
You still can, you can still smile.
Haizi smile zaidi hapo.
Okay.
Uko hivyo tu like ukismile unakaa scary.
Welcome.
But you
Not
make me
like,
feel welcome.
Yeah.
Like, then you tell me, oh, how are you? See, would you like a table?
Hey, me
Then you
no,
direct
I'd be like
me.
too much already. Leave me alone.
Shida ni-
Those are times that
shida
happened
ni,
to
like-
me. I didn't realize I liked it until it happened. I felt, wow.
No, for me, that's like when you go into these American places and they're, hi, how are you? Control. I'm like,
No,
baby.
that's a bit too much.
No.
It's something else.
Leave me.
I was being picked from Serena, the one close to CBD. So as the car was coming near to me, my mind is very far off. Then there's a door guy who came in. So I went to, so there was a bit of like traffic. So the car was a little bit, let's say, 50 meters off. I decided like, I'm going to walk to the car. The guy was like, easy, you relax. I'm in charge. Then he make sure the cars went. Then I come in, when I went to open the car door, he's like, no. He opened the car door for me. I was like,
Leave me alone.
just leave it.
I'm not used to this.
it's just called unreasonable hospitality, right? For you could have walked, but then he's trying to just make your life.
Against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's exemplary, then to me it's interfering.
Alafu inalingana
And
na
I think it's like someone who would like that is like someone who wants to be open the door, someone who wants
Yeah,
to
it's
move
like-
apart. Like no, like
You have mental issues.
kuna watu wanataka tu
Yeah, because for me sometimes there's
anyway, he was giving his examples of what exemplary is. Let him be.
in your answer, I don't know whether this. Have you ever tipped an Uber guy?
Yeah, always tip like
Yes.
say it's like 420, I'll give 500.
Okay.
Rounding
Keep
it off.
just round up.
Okay.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
I prefer to make their life easy.
How?
Sometimes they're in traffic, I walk to them.
Yeah, true, yeah. You're on time. You don't keep him waiting.
hata mimi nimetipiana leo.
Get ready for the
Anyway,
topic.
continue.
Exemplary.
Yeah,
So they say
right.
hello, smile, welcome.
Yani, they make me feel special because I think what happens and what we're used to as Kenyans is that you're treated like they're doing you a favor. Yeah, you're used to being given favors. So you go to a government office, you're treated badly. You go to work, no one, just guys are like, do your job. So you go somewhere
Go meet
and someone-
receptionists, they're like, "Mbona uko hapa?"
kaa hapo. Anakuja.
Anakuja.
So used to bad service. When you go somewhere to actually be given good service, it can even shock you sometimes when it's too good. It's like, oh, wow. And then they ask you like, oh, where do you want to sit? Okay, I want to sit there. And then you sit down there like, oh yeah, what would you like to have? Actually, we recommend that you take this. You're like, oh, okay. And then now they come afterwards when they brought you your meal. They're like, how is your meal? They're like, oh,
Don't do that.
it's good. It's
Okay,
good.
say it in
Okay,
this
before
other
I say that,
example. He walks in, goes and sits, and it's like 5 minutes. No one has come to ask him
Yeah.
what he wants, and then someone passes, and you're like, "Can I see the menu? It's on the wall." And then she goes, "You go
Yeah,
read it on the
imagine
wall."
now.
Or they eat
But
pale.
I have a question. You say, so normally the waiters and the waitresses ask you how was the food. If it was bad, would you tell them it's bad?
Yeah,
Mostly
like
we just keep
feedbacks.
quiet.
Okay, most Kenyans are polite, but I know people who will actually just be like, this food is bad. And actually, there are 3 types of customers. There's green, there's amber or yellow, and then there's red.
Is this according
So-
to your skin color?
No. It's green is the person who is very chill. If the food is bad, they won't say anything. They'll just walk out. Amber is a person, if they, let's say they're a bit, when the food is bad or the service is bad, they'll actually say, by the way, you guy, man, this service was not good. But they'll put it at that. they'll just give you feedback. Red, that's the currents of the world. They'll be like, this food is bad. Your
I'm not-
service
I'm
is
not
bad.
paying.
I'm,
The
I'm not paying.
manager.
I'm not
Manager ako
paying."
wapi?
Where's your manager? Can I speak to your manager? I asked for extra ketchup. What is this? What is this? This is so much ketchup. I can't eat that. Are you making fun of me because I'm on a diet?
After this video was published on TikTok, it went viral and news organizations wrote about me. People found out where I work and they sent the video to my employer. I was then fired from my job.
Manager ako
If you
wapi?
if you tip for exemplary services, you should also pay less when the service is horrible.
Sometimes we don't even pay. That's why they'll be like, I'm not even paying for the food.
And where does that, if you met a customer who's not paying for the food, does that come out of your salary? What happens? It's just a loss.
Mostly they just talk to the manager because even you at the point you are, you also want to go to that level and be
Yeah.
like, you came in here, you did this and that. But
Yeah.
like the manager talks to them, tells them maybe they'll get even a complimentary.
Oh, next
but then, next time or even that time, like a different kind of meal if this and that went wrong. I think they know how to de-escalate the situation. Yeah.
Who wants to share exemplary service that they've received?
For me, exemplary is when you solve a problem. For me,
Hi, Chris. I've come to it. What problem are we?
Umekuja
What
restaurant.
algorithm should I
Umekuja-
use?
Umekuja ku have some
no. Give me.
See,
See,
problem
you're not even
solving.
giving me. Give me time. You see, for example, the problem is, let's say I was walking and then I forgot my keys, or I dropped my keys, or I went to the washroom and something happened to my stuff and I found them placed, like put together very well. Then I'm like, oh, this is a tipping thing, especially when you're in foreign countries and your passport is almost everything, and then you lose your passport or you misplaced it, and then like, oh, we kept it for you. At that time, I just feel like, what, take my money, go with it. I think an example, I was going for some work-related stuff. I was flying out. And then due to my other things, I missed my flight. And I was supposed to be doing some work the next day in the morning. I panicked. So I went back to the airline X. And the lady was like, okay, let's see what we can do for you. So I ended up sitting on a couch for almost 2 hours, but eventually I got a flight the same day. At that point, I was like, you know what? I feel like tipping because
They went to win.
if I didn't get that flight, I could probably lost my job out of that. So when I have these problems, like I lost something or I needed to be sorted out in something and the help came through, that to me is exemplary. But when I'm in a hotel and then I ask for room service and my food was brought to my room,
You've done your job.
I don't feel like that qualifies as exemplary.
Tipping could also go that way. You find like in a busy hotel whereby you go order food and then you have to wait for 2 hours for it to be prepared since it's like it's an order, it's per order. So there's usually that one waiter that if I call him, the food usually comes out so fast. So it'll be like every time I go there and he knows if the food comes out fast, then I get to tip. If it delays, then that day there's like no tip.